Florida is under a state of emergency as it braces for another potentially devastating blow from a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico.
Hurricane Milton has exploded in strength.
Explosive growth, doubling the criteria for rapid intensification.
Exploded in strength overnight.
This is intensifying at a rate that I don't know if we've quite seen before.
This is practically not survivable.
What a beautiful evening. I had a great time with you today.
No, first full day here.
Did an excursion, did some cooking classes, learned how to make some real salsa.
A great first day.
It was great. It's our first day here in Los Cabos, first time ever. And unfortunately, we just had to book our flights home because there's a major catastrophic hurricane that just formed a couple hundred miles east of here. It's an unprecedented track. We haven't seen this in a long time, and it is literally going straight up I-4 through Tampa that just got hammered by Helene, through Orlando, up through Daytona.
Fun fact, a week and a half ago, Helene almost made us have to fly home early from my sister's wedding. So it was just a matter of time.
So if Trev and Chelsea are out enjoying themselves and trying to take a little time to just enjoy each other and be married and have some time off, hurricane. So.
Breaking news, Milton is now a Category 4 hurricane. A massive storm is packing winds of 125 miles per hour.
This is up a lot from where it was just a few hours ago.
So, it's already a Cat 4. Now here's the deal. All Floridians know hurricane prep calories don't count. And in the time it took us to eat our Panda Express, we now officially have a Category 5 storm, the highest on the scale, just sitting there spitting, getting angrier and angrier. We're gonna be flying from here up to Dallas and then across just in time. That was the weirdest thing. We landed, wait for it, and the entire plane's phones all went off for a hurricane warning.
All a hurricane warning, which is ping, 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 ping. As of right now, all commercial flights are stopping to MCO Wednesday morning, but they think it could bleed over into Tuesday night, so we just made it back in time.
The only spot open this evening. We're gonna try to get ahead of the rush tomorrow. Maybe some sunflowers for when we see the sun again. This is the problem with only having 36 hours to prepare.
I see some packs of liquid stuff down here that might be our own.
Oh, so we're gonna pay for bougie water? They were limiting it to 2 cases per person. That at least helps. Better carbonation added. Yeah, nobody wants that. The goat Wawa coming in clutch. Chelsea's found some water on an end cap. Only 12 bottles of water left in Orlando. They didn't have 93 gas though, so we're gonna try a different gas station. And we found some. We're doing 93 because the generator will run on anything, but the boat only runs on 93. So worst case scenario, we've got generator gas. Best case, we're just gonna fill the boat up.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Lewis Turner. Today is the day to get the preps done.
Good morning, guys. There is a lot of prepping that needs to be done today. The Tuesday morning advisory is in, and it looks like Milton has lost a bit of strength, but this was expected. Basically, up until this point, he was a very, very small storm, which is what allowed him to spin up so quickly and really kind of beat all the projections up until this point. Now he's widening, and as he widens, obviously it's gonna affect more area. There's gonna be more storm surge. In some ways, it's even more catastrophic. He is losing wind speed. However, it's expected he's gonna be going through an eye restructuring, and he could end up getting back up to Category 5 by the end of today. Also, huge shout out to these badasses that have been flying in and out of the storm for days now, collecting data that can be interpreted so that we all know kind of what's coming and how to be prepared. But what a cool job, although I don't know how the plane flies with those massive balls.
I'm gonna grab my phone real quick. Yeah. Well.
Hold on, something pretty nice was just delivered. Another thing I was worried about finding along with water was propane, because that often sells out unless you order it for delivery. I ordered this like 4 or 5 days ago, so we're gonna be grilling if the power goes out. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Are you ready? Good boy.
He was all the way up here and he wiggled all the way down there when he heard you coming.
Wiggled? He didn't walk?
No, he didn't stand up.
bed bug this morning. Coop, we have good news. Hurricane Milton only has sustained winds 145 miles per hour. Wow. No longer 180. How exciting. Oh, Halloween cat. Good morning. Wow, look at that. Great form. Time to bring these things in. Also, we did learn our lesson from the last one. We just straight up had the fan removed. This fan is absolutely terrifying. If that doesn't end up through our window, I'm gonna be so surprised. It's just so funny because it's looking like a beautiful late Florida summer day right now. Looks like my hurricane buddy up there would like to be helping. Good boy! I always feel so bad because they don't really know what's going on. They just know that we're stressed, we're moving things around. I'm sure naturally they can kind of sense that something's wrong, something's coming to. Animals are so fascinating. I don't know if this one right here can sense anything coming. I think he's just trying to sense when dinner is. So during Hurricane Ian, these guys were probably our biggest problem. Somehow they came off of our floating platform. They were getting bucked all over the place. The waves were crazy. They actually got thrown off and into the tree over there. We now have a seawall. I mean, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to drag these things up into the yard. It was just absolute chaos. We are not going to do that again. Now, as you can see from the biodiversity growing on these things, they have not been used in quite some time. Nothing a little pressure wash and some maintenance can't fix, but there is absolutely no way these things are going to be started and running on their own power, which leaves us one option. And would you look at that, we're getting our first sprinkles from Milton. There's nothing more Florida than some sunshine showers, but all right, trailer is all set up. We gotta walk back. We're gonna paddle each of these things over here. Also, it looks like our neighbors are getting rid of their bird cage. Why pay for that when you can just loosen a couple screws and let Milton take it?
This is your grand plan. Cooper, stay. Cooper, stay. Do not jump off. I just have a vision of him just jumping right now. This is the lighter ski too. He's gonna have to do the big boy next.
We just got to take care of these things, man. We used to have so much fun on these. It's tough because the boat is such a communal thing. Like, you have friends over and you can all enjoy the boat. Only 1 or 2 people can enjoy these, but we definitely need to get them fixed up, and this is a good excuse. So thank you, Milton. And we made it. What kind of a storm prep day would be here without Publix? Best part is our little local Publix has a bar in it. Typically we don't partake, but it's a special day.
You think provolone on a French dip?
Yeah, provolone sounds great. It's so funny how the Ring app is just going off with people helping each other. Like the Wawa and Apopka has gas if you need gas right now. It's just so crazy how everything is affected. We're here at PDQ. Quick stop for lunch. PDQ Zuck fries. This is the play. There's a little hurricane lunch day. Love you. You know, people that
$2.37, my first meal of the day.
People that live outside of natural disaster zones don't get moments like this. So we should appreciate the fact that we get to spend quality time. I didn't have this on my hurricane prep list that I was making on the plane, and I feel a little guilty about it.
You should.
Since we were right next door, we might as well. This truly might be the most important part of the day. To be honest, I'm not really sure what's wrong with the generator, so we got some starter spray, a spark plug, and some WD-40 because they didn't have any carb spray.
This is the definition of throwing things at the wall and see what sticks.
I really hope I can get this working. I've never done this before. And the most important stop for any hurricane prep starts with ABC. It's like every kiss begins with K. We didn't realize ABC was gonna have Pims, so we got strawberries and a mint plant. You didn't want a handful of mint, you wanted a plant?
Also, what are the chances that we've never seen Pims there before and we no sooner find it than Tom calls?
Absolute legend. Love that he was thinking of us. All right. These guys are looking a little angrier. It's time to get back. We gotta get that boat put away.
And I need to get this roast on that I've been wanting to make.
I feel like she's nesting or something right now. Like she knows a big storm's coming and she just said, I'm gonna make a roast.
I'm like, no, it's not even cold outside.
Do your thing, girl. Universal just announced they're gonna be closing early tomorrow and they're gonna be fully closed on Thursday.
It's really silly, but that's how you know it's serious around here.
The Orlando Theme Park Index has spoken. Just a little situational update. It's 4:08 p.m. and you can see the skies have definitely changed quite a bit from this morning. Overall, things are pretty calm, but definitely not the blue skies that we had before. Starting to look a little bit angrier from all directions. Our grocery order is complete. The skis are done. That feels good. This guy is up next. Huge shout out to my neighbor Danny. He's got that big, gorgeous, tall dock right there. He's gonna let us put her in there for the storm. I've been talking about it for years. I always put it off because it's really, really expensive. Basically, our dock is nice, but it's old. It's original with the house back in like 2009 or something like that. So it wasn't really made for boats of this size. We can squeeze her in here. It's just a little low. You can see they made it to look like the house, how the roof is kind of like angled here. It kind of matches the top of the roof up there, but because of that, you just can't lift it up as much as you'd like to. So I'm officially on the list for a new dock. Our dock builder said he was going to be in touch as soon as this storm was over, so this is the last time we're ever going to have to deal with this. 5:33 p.m. You want the good news or the bad news? Bad news, he's a Category 5 again. Good news, it does look like the track is shifting south a little bit. We've got this cone of uncertainty here. Obviously, it's never going to take the center line, but it is moving south, which means we aren't right in the middle. That's good. It looks like the first big band is coming, though. Danny's not even home right now. He's actually in Puerto Rico chasing swells. So first of all, you're a legend for that, dude. And second of all, seriously, thank you so much. This is such a weight off my shoulders. I mean, seriously, though, look at how small our dock is compared to this monstrosity. Look how tall this is. This is amazing. Danny, you are a legend. If you happen to catch this video, of course, I'm going to thank you in person. We got a nice bottle of tequila coming your way and probably some other gifts. If you guys have any ideas for them, let me know. They actually just got engaged, so we're thinking like some sort of a date night basket. We're going to make it super, super nice. He's one of those guys that would give you the shirt off his back even if he didn't have one, and I don't know what else to say, but thank you. I really appreciate it. No way, that's crazy. Look, oh gosh. Look at the guys down there. They got the thing off, the bird cage. They already took care of that today. That's impressive. Danny's got some home security. A hornet dove bombed me and stung me in the nipple.
So red.
The nipple, it hurts so bad. I'm fine, I just need to get some spray. I can't get the boat up otherwise. I wish I would have had the camera going. He dove bomb out of nowhere straight to my nipple and attacked. Like, didn't even do like a buzz around to check me out, just straight attacked. I don't even know where they came from. Oh, I see some. This is always so sketchy because they can be in any little crevice. See, like there's an old one right there. We deal with this too. Oh my God, that's the biggest nest I've ever seen. I probably shouldn't have done that. Look at these things. That's the spot I just tried to spray right there. Oh my God, bro, there's no freaking way. Danny, bro, what is this? What? Dude, that's right next to the thing. That's why I got attacked. I feel like we need to just incognito, in and out. One boat, 8 ratchet straps, and 4 cans of Raid later. I think we're good to go. We've got our lifted as high as possible, both for rain and wind, but also so that if this sways at all, this won't hit the dock. It'll just kind of knock into the side of the boat, but it shouldn't. We've got 8 ratchet straps here, pulling forward, pulling back, pulling side and side. So this thing should be pretty immovable, but I don't think she's seen a Category 3 hurricane before, so we'll see. Did you think this would be the first disaster of the hurricane?
I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt you. Where is it? The top of the nipple?
I mean, I like physical touch, but
This is not.
maybe not this kind. My little nester making her roast.
So good.
It does smell really good. Coop agrees.
I got out these. But
Okay.
they're not technically for parties, but I'm gonna fill these with water, and then I cleaned out the fridge, and these 2 things I washed, and I'm gonna fill those with water, and I figure we'll use those first before the bottled water.
Perfect. I think we're also gonna fill our bathtub upstairs up at least a little bit. So it's actually a really useful thing for a lot of people. If you need to flush your toilets, you can fill up your tub and then use like a bucket to put it in the back of your toilet. Obviously we have the lake and the pool, so we don't use that as much, but we're thinking worst case scenario, that water could be used for the pets and they would have some drinking water, but I'm sure we're gonna have power soon enough and we're not gonna have to resort to that, but It's always good to plan ahead. I don't want you guys drinking tub water. I know you don't either. Well, Coda probably wouldn't mind, but...
We're also on the city water, so even if we get power back, there's always the potential if there's bad flooding that the city water is contaminated, so we'll just be safe.
There she is over there, my pride and joy. I'm so sad she's over there by herself, but she's gonna be in a lot safer space. Now to solidify and fortify this thing. Now this is where we have a decision to make, and I'm not sure what the right call is. There are two different ways that people do empty boat lifts in a storm. Some will drop it all the way down in the water here. You're supposed to go all the way to the bottom, let it sit on the bottom, but make sure that these aren't too loose because the waves can knock them around and potentially tangle them. You really don't want this to get messed up here. The other option is to raise it as high as possible. The idea being with no weight on it, and obviously, I mean, it's really thin here. There's not gonna be much for the wind to grab onto. It won't move around too much, and then you can also ratchet strap it. I think I'm gonna try going up. I just remember during Ian, the waves were absolutely insane, and the worst thing that I want is the lift bouncing up and down and pulling on this, and the cables getting all tangled and things like that. We might not even have the space to be able to go. Okay, we aren't even close. That's about as high as it's gonna go, and it's right here. All the way down to the bottom, but not too far that we get too much slack like that. Is that bottomed out? I don't know, dude. This thing is pretty light. You can lift it up really easily. I think lifting it halfway up and tying it off is going to be the better move. Neither one of these options are exactly what I wanted, but I do feel like this is probably the better one. I mean, that is rock solid there. I think we're all done here. The only thing we didn't tackle is this. I've been thinking about what I could do with this all day. It's a floating dock. It's just on these poles here that are super deep. There's no way I could take those out. Super, super heavy too. So I think we just have to leave it and hope for the best. You guys saw the waves during Ian. I mean, the water got up to here, so she was 1.5 feet from coming loose. Maybe it'll end up floating in our yard. Times like this, I am so thankful that we put in this seawall. She was a lengthy process, a lot of permitting and stuff, but she looks great. I'm gonna unplug everything, make sure it's all nice and tight. I think I showed you guys the skis. We've got these pulled in the side yard. I was going to tuck them up against the house, but I'm putting them here on purpose to help block the wind that's going to be coming at the fence. And last but not least, we are going to flip the power to the dock. Fence is a problem, and I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow to decide what we're going to do. This side, we could open all the way up and put like these heavy blocks here, so it gives, you know, kind of a wind tunnel. The problem is this one won't go all the way against the wall. It's not meant to go that way, so you have to go back this way, which means it would just kind of sit here and flop. We could put more here to kind of hold it in place, but then if we get any wind coming this way, it's going to be pretty flimsy. It's a vinyl fence. They're not the strongest thing in the world. Quite a bit of flex, so I don't know what the call is. I'm going to try to see what the wind is doing and we'll make a choice. I kind of feel like opening them up might be the play, but we'll see. This one's definitely better off by itself, but if one's going to be closed, I feel like it's better to have both together. I don't know, dude. Nobody really knows. It just always whips right through here, so I feel like open might be the play. I have a surprise for you. You don't even know that I ordered this.
Okay.
Over at the front door. It's the big box.
Something wonderful, or is it going to be something really dumb?
Something wonderful.
I feel like it's dumb.
And I don't know if it's a good omen or a bad omen, but I didn't want us to be underprepared, just in case. Hopefully it's fixed. 3 XL buckets, so that we're not using all the little bowls and everything. Okay, this is a little ominous. Look at that flock of birds. All in a row. Wait a second. You're so smart.
Thanks, honey.
Why was I trying to use that plastic wrap and like use duct tape or gaffer tape to hold it down? My biggest concern is this. If this wind gets in here and rips this 100 miles an hour, this thing is coming up. These won't stop it. But if we wrap it, she worked in package pickup at Disney and she wrapped pallets. That was one of her duties. So she just had a great idea.
Michael, if you're watching this, I know how to wrap a pallet and it's going to be fine. We don't need you.
I think someone has seen us working outside all day and really thought there was going to be a boat day or
He thought something was happening.
something fun.
And I feel really mean saying this, but he has been so annoying all day. This is the most peace I've had in hours.
Can we take a moment to enjoy this sunset? Look at that.
Trev finally caved. All day long, Cooper has thought that something was going to happen and that he was going to play, and it's just been a day of disappointment. So he finally caved and got out the Frisbee. because we have nothing else to do. This looks really beautiful, guys.
Let's go. Go.
Nice catch, Bug.
2:27 a.m. Wednesday, October 9th. Go potty, good boy. This is the start of the rain. Look at that weird cloud, whatever that is. A little line of clouds. We're up a little bit late. I was recording some videos. Probably not the best idea when we have a big storm coming and we're gonna have late sleepless nights, but this is just the beginning. Less than 24 hours from now, it's gonna be absolute chaos. It's a little bit concerning because the lake is already being filled up. It's like a very light rain right now. You guys can see on the edge of the pool here. If this continues for the next 18 hours, that'll add up a bit, but all right, well, we are tired. We'll see you guys in the morning. We have a few decent hours before winds and stuff start. Finish up the last parts of the hit list and get ready for a crazy day. You know what's a really concerning thought? This could be our last night going to bed with AC.
The latest update from the Hurricane Hunters and the Hurricane Center. This is hot off the press as of 5 a.m. Wind still at 160. It is still a monster Category 5 storm.
Good morning, guys. We have had a steady rainfall all night. We are almost through the very front side of the storm here. Should clear up a little bit. We can finish up our final preps, and tonight's where it's going to get bad.
Right now, the center is located about 100 miles southwest of Tampa. Category 3, as Albert mentioned, winds of 120 miles per hour.
This mango tree is my main enemy today. I want to make sure we get him cut back as soon as this rain stops. I mean, it's not terrible, but that is going to be blowing all over the place. So let's at least trim it back a little bit. Kind of our main goal for today. Gonna let the pool run a little bit and then shut that off and a couple other little things. We're about as prepared as we can be. That should be good, right? Our pool guy was just here yesterday and there's already a ton of stuff collecting. So we're just gonna go ahead and turn everything off. Oh yeah, that's a good one. She was clogged up. This is the next big step. Oh, Trev. This is my lovely cat generator that we purchased for Hurricane Ian. She worked wonders, absolutely saved us, helped us use the boat lift when the power was out to the dock. It was great. I had every intention of draining her afterwards, and I just totally forgot. Gas goes bad. If you're not going to use it within a month or maybe a couple of months, you want to put fuel stabilizer in there. And if it's going to be 2 years, you definitely want to drain it. Otherwise, your carburetor is going to clog up and a whole host of other issues. So I am not an expert on this. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos. Let's see if we can get her started. Yeah, gas is not supposed to look like that. She is flowing, so we got to get all this old bad gas out. I'm really hoping we don't have to take the carb out and clean it. If that's the case, it's probably a job for after the storm because there's a couple other things I want to do today, mainly in the office before we potentially lose power. So really hoping this is it. Old gas out, new gas in, quick spray with some WD-40 and some starter fluid, and hopefully she'll fire up. Some wind blowing the trees, but overall we're looking pretty good so far. This thing has been going forever. All right, we're just gonna let that sit. Let's go see what Chelsea's up to. What's cooking good looking?
Hot stickers for the freezer.
He thought I was talking to him. Hopefully I can get this generator running. Otherwise the freezer's not gonna stay cold.
Well, I figure if we lose power tonight, they'll still be frozen for at least a day if we eat them tomorrow. Spicy chicken and ground beef.
Sounds amazing. I have good and bad news.
What?
The good news is, if you open the choke, spray some starter fluid in there, and turn it, we kind of have a generator. The problem is, the fuel line is open right now, and there is no fuel coming out of the drain off port of the carburetor, which means the carburetor is probably clogged, which is a much bigger deal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to the carb because of this guy right here. I don't know why you would have a nut that's on the side of this pole. You either need like a really long access point or really short, neither of which work with a normal ratchet. So I'm going to need like an extender or something, which I don't have, which means we're going to Ace, which is closed today, which means that we're not going to have access to this probably for at least a couple of days. So hopefully hopefully that's a sign the power is not going to go out. We're not actually going to need it, but this is going on my to-do list. I will have this done by the time the next storm rolls around. He's getting closer. It's now 2:30 p.m. and I think this is where things don't take a bad turn, but they definitely start turning for the worst, and then later on this evening is when it really starts to get bad, but still pretty calm. We're getting our first rumbles of thunder. Oh, she's starting. I think it's about time we throw on the news in the background. Biggest thing for us is we just want to make sure that there's no tornado that sneaks up on us. So it's good to have that in the background in case we get a warning. Yeah, we got tornadoes up the East Coast right now. Look at the size of this monster. So this thing right here is producing all those tornadoes.
A historic tornado outbreak has been ongoing this morning. At one point, we had as many as 9 tornado warnings at once.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm the most scared of.
We both grew up in the Midwest, so we have a massive respect for tornadoes. The hurricane you can see coming, the tornado you can't. They're everywhere. This is when crossing I-75. I gotta be honest. It is awesome having a hot wife who's also a great chef. I highly recommend it to everyone. I do not like this. I want to get one last video done before I go downstairs. Undisputed's about to come out. I'm gonna check this out, but yeah. It's getting bad out there. And this is not the notification you want to get. What we saw earlier at lunch with all those tornadoes all over the place, that is now pretty much on top of us. Can you come get, oh, don't fall over. We need you to come get in the pantry with us.
Come on in here.
Oh, how dare we try to keep you alive? Just a party in here.
Okay.
There's definitely plenty of space in this pantry for us. It's a good thing we're taking shelter from a tornado in a place that has a million things that could fly around.
It's the middle of the house. It's gonna be fine. Dakota, please.
It's gonna be okay, guys. We're gonna be fine. I just want to say, I am proud of all of you. You're all being really good. Dakota's chin's being tickled right now. The best one has been this one. Good job.
Really good. Normally she's right at the door trying to get out, trying to shove her way, screaming.
I think the rotation's supposed to be above downtown Orlando right now, which is somewhere out there. It's really scary that you can't see it at all. I was really hopeful that this was the end of this. We had the balcony redone after the last, it's been done 3 times now. We had it completely redone, new company. They pretty much set it up like a shower. Like showers are meant to have water get into places you don't want them to go, and so they have like backups and backups. We've got a leak. I was low-key kind of excited for this storm because it was going to be the first test of our big, strong, solid new balcony that I thought wouldn't be leaking anymore. We're just perpetually going to have a leak. I don't know what else to say. I really don't understand. Literally all of this is new. These doors are brand new. The best you can get, aluminum. Sorry, it's foggy out here because it's very humid. I forget the name of the special board that they put down underneath, but they literally everything has been completely redone. New tile, new everything. I think it's like a Schluter system or something like that. We had a special membrane that went on top of that, and then we had the tiles go on top of that. Like this was supposed to be pretty much impenetrable. It looks like we do have a little bit of water pooling right here. I mean, the whole angle has been increased, so it is meant to encourage the water to roll off rather than get stuck. I just don't understand. This is the world's most expensive balcony. I'm just gonna fill it in. I'm gonna call a cement company or a stucco company. We're just gonna fill the entire thing in. It's just gonna be a brick wall. And some good news, it looks like the bucket is dry. So the leak has stopped. You can see the seam between the pieces of drywall. We're just gonna have to get somebody out here to take a look at that. Probably not tomorrow, but the day after.
I'm really glad that if we're gonna have a leak, I don't like when it goes through the light.
Yeah.
So I prefer, if we're gonna have one, I prefer that for sure.
I don't love the sound of that. It's just the seams in the sliders. These are double paned hurricane proof. These are good, but just sitting here listening to the crackling as the sun goes down and things are starting to get dark is never fun. So Milton is about 2 hours away from landfall right now, and it should be in the Sarasota kind of Venice area, which is south of Tampa, which, I mean, when you wish it somewhere, it affects somebody else, but I'm glad that Tampa and St. Pete in that area don't have to deal with this again. It also means he's moving south, which means we will probably get a little bit less than expected. You guys know earlier today he dropped down to a Category 3. He's been staying there, and it looks like he might be even weakening a bit more. Originally they were calling for a Category 3 over Orlando, and now it's looking like he's going to be a little bit closer to a 1 or a weak 2. Because the rain has stopped a little bit and it kind of seems like the wind is picking up, we need to decide what we're going to do with this gate. I mean, it looks like it's holding up well so far. I don't even really have anything on it. I mean, the wind kind of comes from all directions, so it's hard to tell. I think we put a couple of these really heavy pavers down here on the bottom side. This is latched. Anchor the backside, put this here. Hopefully that works out. Woo! She is starting to get windy. My goodness. Looks like downtown Orlando's doing well. Nobody's lost power yet. I mean, if these are down and really stuck in the ground, I just don't know if we have many options. I think that seems pretty solid. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna come down and take a look at the shoreline here. We're actually doing really well. Okay, we've got some waves coming in. Jet ski dock is moving a little bit. Test this guy here, still looking good. I wanted to come over and check on Danny's spot. Just make sure everything's okay. Check his windows and stuff, make sure nothing's broken, and also make sure the boat is still locked in. This thing is still solid, still have all of our ratchet straps. I think we're faring well so far. So we were just outside in 28 mile an hour sustained winds with 55 mile an hour gusts. It looks like it's gonna steadily get worse until around 8 a.m. tomorrow, where we're gonna peak out. 74 sustained. It's not the worst we've ever had. It's not over 100, which we were originally projected, but that's still not good. The sounds of a hurricane. Water leaking in your house. Wind pushing against the back windows. And the weirdest part is the door. It's locked, but when the wind blows really hard, it kind of pulls the door open a little bit. How weird is that? Oh my gosh. It's the sound of the door hitting the lock. Chelsea just said it makes her uncomfortable because it feels like the storm is trying to get in.
Like in the olden days, would they be like, ooh, it was magic? I feel like that it's magic. Like the storm has a mind of its own. It's trying to like get in the house. I don't like it.
Go boys, go potty, go potty, go potty. I think the wind is about 40 miles an hour right now. If we come against the house, it's a little bit better in here. Good boy. All right, come on, go home. Run, 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 run. Gonna do a quick check on our gate over here. Oh, oh, that's not good. Oh no. That might be fixable. I'm gonna pull that out. They're like big Legos. They kind of slide together. I think this is gonna be salvageable. The biggest thing is trying to see if any other pieces came out and got washed up on the shore. We would probably be able to find them now. I don't know if we'd find them tomorrow. This straight up ripped it out of concrete. I'm not sure how much of that you guys could make out, but we lost a panel of fencing. As we said earlier, vinyl fencing is not the most sturdy, but it is super cheap and it's easy to replace. So we should even just be able to screw that back in. So right now we've got about 40 mile an hour winds with up to 90 mile an hour gusts-ish, and we're slowly gonna increase winds.
It's crazy because the sustained winds are increasing and there's like a little dip in the gusts and then it all peaks together at 7 a.m.
We are formally requesting that the next storm be a morning time storm. Show up at 10 a.m., let us get a full night's sleep, let us be prepared mentally, physically, emotionally. That'd be really appreciated. 3:20 a.m. development, we have a tear in the ceiling paint. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the same panel on the other side is not doing well. It's really bad out there right now. Yeah, look at the hot tub. Oh my God, this is terrifying. It's like a bubble bath into our sliders. Oh my God. How is something like this even possible? She's still holding on down there. That's my fence. I'm gonna stand by her. She's been a good fence. I really enjoyed her. I was kind of worried about this. I didn't think we'd hurricane test it the first year we got it. Also, that jet ski dock is cruising. Look at that thing go. Oh, I'm so glad we took the jet skis out. All right, we need to try to get some sleep. Okay, oh my God, it is so bad. Our original idea with the gates was correct. We should have opened them up. They were going crazy here, so I came out, we opened them up. We have free flow here through here. It is 4:30 in the morning. I just want to go to bed, dude. I feel like that one is for sure coming down. Well, I don't know, we'll see. Okay. Well, we survived the night. The wind definitely started dying down around like 6:30 or 7, something like that. It's hard to get restful sleep when you're just listening to everything you own getting banged up. And
it's also hard because it's dark, so it's like you're just hearing all of the noises thinking, if something goes wrong, I can't even see it, but something has to be going wrong because it's so loud.
You're gonna walk out, you're gonna turn left.
What is this line?
That's internet. We're gonna walk under that. Are you kidding me?
That's a big, beautiful pink flower tree.
It makes me want to cry. It's like an orchid tree, or or a cherry blossom tree almost. It always turns pink every fall.
It's the most beautiful tree. Does he have a car under that?
No, but come this way because there are power lines down over there. The fire department has been here already and they've shut everything off, but I just want to be extra safe. So Charles, make sure you stay over here. This tree is massive and it fell completely away from the house, completely away from his boat and his jet ski that are parked in the driveway. Like, I mean, you never want this to happen, but I cannot.
Taken out both of his toys. It could have taken out his living room.
This is for sure the worst damage that we have on the street. And it's just so sad because this was the
damage we've seen on this street.
This is the coolest tree on the street as well. I hope the other half of it can survive, but
I bet they won't.
I know Emmy's devastated.
Oh my God, she's got to be crying.
It literally ripped a concrete power pole and street light out of the ground.
It busted the pole.
There are just little pieces of trees and plants and whatever else everywhere. We still have quite a bit of wind here. Use Chelsea's hair as a gauge. Trash can's knocked over. Lost a trash can all the way down there. Doesn't look like he lost any windows. That's good. Oh no, a hole in the fence. Down here, the boards went flying. This was pushed. This was up against that. I'm not sure if this is his board. I don't recognize this, but there's a board floating there. We can grab that. It does look like the boat did pretty well. I was mostly worried because of how bad the winds got if this was going to move at all, but it doesn't look like it did. I just didn't want it to hurt his dock at all. We are actually so fortunate that we had Helene come through 10 days ago because the city had drained the lake so much it was way lower than where it started with Ian. I would say we probably got around the same amount of rainfall, but if you look at this dock over here, that dock was underwater after Ian, and you can see we've got like, I don't know, a foot and a half or so, so got about the same water. It just didn't get as bad because it was pre-drained. Yeah. Good job, girl. Sorry you had to weather that alone. I'm sure that was very scary. We will probably see you in a few days. You just sit tight and we'll get you out whenever we can. So yeah, this is our AT&T line. You can see it coming off here.
Well, shout out to our provider. We still have internet. I think that's the same dang line that went down before.
It was, and it stays solid. So shout out AT&T. Thank you for letting us get this video up in a timely manner. Looks like a lot of yard work people are gonna have to do today and tomorrow. Just so much random moss and debris.
Hey.
Looks like old girl's held up here. Got some extra.
Oh, glad those were not on.
Some extra weight to hold them down. I think, Chelsea, fun vlog. We need to do some pre-hurricane preps. We need to make sure we get things done around the house. We need to get the generator working and stuff like that. But I think taking these in, getting them fixed up, and actually using our jet skis would be fun. It blew a good 3 inches of water out of the pool. That is so insane. And here is our personal biggest damage, which, if this is what we've got.
Better. You almost wouldn't know that we had damage.
Right? So I really don't understand. This literally ripped it out of the concrete. It was drilled into the concrete and it just ripped it right out. But
the ones that are in the dirt were fine.
Well, those are like 5 feet down with 3 feet of concrete. So
I also think it's funny because this piece is Cooper's nemesis because he always wants to go to the neighbors and he's like trying to like peek around. So this was his ideal scenario.
And it's interesting because we lost it on both sides. So I guess it just wasn't really solid in the concrete enough. We're probably going to have to, I don't know, cut a hole in the cap of the seawall here and put it down. I need to get this thing out. Oh, yeah, that's cracked. We're gonna have to replace this fence post as well. I tried to get this off, I couldn't. The winds were too bad. That thing made it, lift made it, dock made it. No pieces of the dock up. We got a new beach towel. We can throw that into the washer, and looks like we got a bunch of weeds that took out our plants. All in all, not bad. I honestly cannot believe how well we fared. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was I think it's either the second or it might even be the first highest day of tornado, like confirmed tornadoes and tornado warnings ever issued. And then on top of that, we got hit with storm surge for the people on the coast. So that's a 1-2 punch. And then you had these crazy winds come in and all this flooding rain afterwards. It's awful.
It's important to remember, if you guys are watching this, you have to remember that we are central to the state. So when we're saying like, oh, that's the worst wind we've had, or like this is the most damage we've seen on our street, we just mean for the way that our community gets the storms. Ours is nothing compared.
So if you guys enjoyed the video, thank you guys so much for watching. And now we begin cleanup, and I really hope that's the last storm of the year. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.